Hi and welcome to the Coffee Direct Kitchen. Today I'm going to be taking you through a slightly different recipe to normal. Typically I show you how to make a coffee flavoured drink, but today I'm going to be showing you how to make a coffee recipe. So this is a snack to have at home or in the office. I'm going to be using coffee beans to create coffee shots. Essentially it's a coffee bean covered in chocolate with any toppings of your choice, and you keep it in a jar on your desk at work just to give you that little extra caffeine boost as and when you need it, with the extra sweet touch of chocolate. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the Arabica Supremo blend from Coffee Direct. You can head over to coffeedirect.co.uk to find hundreds of different coffee blends to choose from. So to run you through the ingredient list you'll need at home to create this, you'll need a cup of milk or dark chocolate chips. I've also added in some white chocolate chips today, but feel free to mix it up, mix and match, do some dark and milk or white chocolate, whichever you prefer. You'll also need 1 cup of coffee beans, any blend of your choosing. We'd recommend Coffee Direct. And you will need 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. I have 2 teaspoons of coconut oil here because I'm doing both white chocolate and milk chocolate today. I've also got as optional extras some cocoa powder for dusting at the end, and I've got some desiccated coconut. You'll need a mixing bowl, 2 because I'm doing 2 chocolate types, and you'll also need a baking tray with some grease-proof baking parchment on top. Okay, so to start the recipe, the first thing you will need to do is to empty your chocolate chips into your mixing bowl. Just to mention as well, the mixing bowl will need to be heat-proof. Okay, and because I'm doing white chocolate as well today, I've got a second bowl. Okay, so when all of your chocolate finally comes out, you need to add your teaspoon of coconut oil. You can buy coconut oil now in most supermarkets or online, like some Amazon sell it also. And then also a teaspoon of coconut oil with the other chocolate type. Okay. So the next step is to put your chocolate and coconut mixture in the microwave. Do it with 30-second intervals and then give it a stir, go again for another 30 seconds, give it a stir, and just keep doing that until you find it's creating a creamy, smooth texture that you feel will stick to a coffee bean. Okay. Okay, so when the chocolate's nicely melted, and it should be a smooth, creamy consistency, you're ready to mix your coffee beans with your chocolate. My bowls took 1 minute per bowl, but it depends on the settings on your microwave. Okay, so the first step, you need to mix half of your coffee beans with 1 bowl. If you're just using 1 type of chocolate, mix all the coffee beans in. But as I've been greedy and gone for 2, I'm gonna have to split it up. Okay, and then the other coffee beans in the other chocolate type. Okay, and then you need to mix the coffee beans well with the chocolate until you can see that all the coffee beans are coated. Okay, and then onto the milk chocolate. And it makes a lovely sound as you stir it up as well because you've got the coffee beans in there. Okay, so the next step is a little bit fiddly. You're going to need to remove the coffee beans and lay them out on your tray with baking parchment, but try to lay them separately because otherwise they'll all clump together. Okay, so starting with the milk chocolate beans, I'm going to take those out and then I'm just going to spoon them onto the tray. And then what you'll need to do is just separate them using your fingers. It's going to be a messy process. Just get in, get involved, and enjoy the chocolate that's left over on your fingers afterwards. Think of it like a bonus. Okay, so when you split up your coffee beans, I'm now going to add my white chocolate coffee beans to the same tray. If you would prefer to make a chocolate bar, feel free to pour this into a baking tray or a smaller tray and then set in the fridge, and you can enjoy it like a chocolate bar instead, but there will be quite a few coffee beans in there, so be warned, it's going to be a fairly big caffeine hit. Okay, so the next step is to put your tray of coffee beans in the fridge and leave it to set until the chocolate's nice and set on the coffee bean. Okay, so when your coffee beans have been in the fridge for a while and the chocolate's set, you can remove them and then start picking them out one by one to remove them from the parchment. And they should just peel off easily, as so. You might find some areas stick to the parchment. If that happens, just peel it off as you can and then break it up. It will still taste just as good. It might mean you just have a bit more chocolate, which is never a bad thing. Okay, and then when you're happy with that, you can sprinkle with cocoa powder. So I'm going to add some cocoa powder to my white chocolate. And then just roll it around in it a little bit. And then I'm going to add some desiccated coconut to my milk chocolate. And then just muddle that around. And then I'm going to add these into a jar. And what you can do is you can store the jar in the fridge, take it out at work when you're feeling a little bit low, and just have a coffee bean or two. Okay, so there you go. It's a messy process. I'm afraid it's not a pretty recipe to make. But that's the finished result. You can really play around with it, have some fun, try some different toppings, different types of chocolate. You could even play with Dime Bar, fruit and nut bar, really mix it up. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it gives you a pick-me-up at work, and come back to the Coffee Direct kitchen soon.